Hey guys, what's up? So you can see this is my protocol and this is my topology, and I configure this topology. So I configure MPLS protocol. So how to MPLS protocol configure? I see that. So first of all, you can see these are R1 and R2 and R3. These are R1 loopback and this is our R2 loopback and this is our R3 loopback. Okay. So first of all, we configure our router and MPLS. Okay. So go to our CLI, enable config terminal. Then we can write here IP cap. Then we can write here MPLS IP. Then we can write here MPLS label protocol LDP. Then we can write here MPLS. We can write here MPLS LDP router ID. Okay, loopback 0 force. Okay, then we can write here interface loopback 0 and our loopback IP address. Okay, our loopback IP address 1.1.1.1 and our subnet mask we can write here. Then we can write here no shutdown. Then we can write here interface fast Ethernet 0 by 0. Why 0 by 0 fast Ethernet? Because this is our router 1 IP address we can write here. Okay, then we can write our IP address 10.1.1.1. Okay, then our subnet mask we can write here. Then we can write here no shutdown. Then MPLS IP. Then we can now exit. Then we can now configure our router OSPF. So first of all, we can write here IP routing. Then we can write here router OSPF1. Sorry, I already OSPF. 2 I can uh, router OSPF1. Then we can write here network. Our loop first of all, I write here our loopback network. Okay, 1.1.1.1 and 0.0.0.0. This is our net area 0. Okay, then we can write a network 10.1.1.1 and this is our 0.0.0.255. This is our area 0. Okay, then we can write here int. Then we go to our router 2 and configure. Okay, enable config terminal. Then we can write here IP cap. Then we can write here MPLS IP. Okay, MPLS IP. Then we can write here MPLS label protocol LDP. Then we can write here MPLS LDP. Okay, we can write here MPLS LDP router ID. Okay, router ID loopback 0 course. Then we can write here IP interface loopback 0. Then our loopback we can write here 2.2.2.2 and our 0.0.0. I mean our subnet mask we can write here. Okay, then we can write here no shutdown. Then we can write here interface with interface. First of all, we can write here our fast Ethernet 0 by 0. Okay, fast Ethernet 0 by 0. Then our IP address 10.1.1.2 and our subnet mask we can write here. Then no shutdown. Then we can write here MPLS IP. Then we can write here interface our next cable. Okay, fast Ethernet 1 by 0. Then we can write here IP address with IP address 10.2.2.1 and our subnet mask we can write here. Then we can write here no shutdown. Then we can write here MPLS IP. Okay, then we can write here one more time exit. Then we go to our router OSPF. Okay, we go to our router OSPF. So R1, yes, R1 I configure our router OSPF. Then we go to our router 2 OSPF. So first of all, we can writing router IP routing. Then we can write here IP router OSPF 1. Then we can write here network First of all, we loop back network 2.2.2.2 0.0.0.0. This is our area 0. Then we can write here network 10.1.1.0. Okay, 0.0.0.255. This is our area 0, and this is our network 10.2.2.0. Okay, this is our area 0. Okay, then we can write here int our router 2 configure done. Then we go to our router 3. Okay, enable config terminal ipcapcap, then MPLS IP. Okay, then we can write here MPLS label protocol LDP. Then we can write here MPLS then we can write here MPLS LDP router ID loopback 0 force. Okay, then we can write here interface loopback 0 and our IP address 3.3.3.3 and our subnet mask we can write here. Okay, then no shutdown. Then we can write here our interface fast Ethernet 0 by 0, our IP address 10.2.2.2 5.2.5.2.5.0. Then we can write no shutdown, then MPLS IP. Okay, MPLS IP. Then we can now exit, and now we can go to our router OSPF. Okay, IP routing. Then I can write a router OSPF 1. Then we can write here our network. First of all, we write here our loopback network. Okay, this is area 0, and this is our network 10.2.2.0, and this is our 0.0.0.255. This is our area 0. Okay, then we go to now exit, and this is our now int. Then we check our MPLS configure or not. So first of all, we show running configuration. You can see this is our interface loopback 0. Okay, 0 IP address 1.1.1 and 10.1.1. Okay, our router OSPF 1.1. and 0 and area 0. Okay, now we can write here show MPLS LDP neighbor. Okay, neighbor. So you can see our MPLS configuration totally successfully. Then we go to our router 2 and we can check show MPLS LDP neighbor. Yeah, then we write here show MPLS LDP. Okay, LDP neighbor. Yes, this is our successfully. Then we can now pinging test. Okay, we can write here ping 2.2.2.2. Then we can write here source loopback 0. So you can see our pinging test totally successfully. So in this video I can configure our MPLS protocol. So thank you so much. Like and subscribe.